Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be giving my NBA DraftKings picks for Saturday, October 28th. We've got an 8-game main slate today on this Saturday. I normally don't upload on the weekends, but I'm going to start trying uploading a lot more now that I have a lot more people watching me. And because my NBA videos are getting such good feedback, I'm going to try and upload these Mondays through Saturdays. I won't be uploading on Sunday because of NFL while NFL's here. We're going to try and be getting out NBA videos Monday through Saturday and getting out as much content for you guys as I can. Because of the support you guys have been showing me with the likes, the comments, it just means a ton. So make sure you drop a like on this video. Would really appreciate it. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and get started looking at point guard today. Alright, so up top at point guard, we've got Russell Westbrook. He's 11,200. He gets to face the Bulls. Obviously, a great matchup. The Bulls, terrible defensively. It's a good spot for Westbrook. There's definitely a blowout concern in this game, so that's something you're going to have to worry about. But the game is being played in Chicago, so maybe that'll help a little bit with the blowout. Hopefully Chicago at their home court won't get run out of the building, but it's definitely a possibility. But if you think Westbrook's going to be able to get his full minutes here, obviously he's a great play at 11,200. The guy just continues to produce just monster games. 60 DraftKings points against the Knicks, 72 against the Pacers. I shouldn't have to tell you to play Russell Westbrook. You should pretty much already know that. So if you can fit in Westbrook today, he's obviously in play against the Bulls. James Harden, 600 less and gets to face the Grizzlies. Obviously, that's not an ideal matchup. The Grizzlies, pretty good overall defensive team, and they do play at a slow pace. But Harden's price tag is really intriguing today, 10,600. That does seem a little bit too cheap for Harden, especially with Chris Paul out. You know Harden's going to be heavily relied on for scoring, assisting, rebounding. So I think at this price tag, you can definitely consider Harden today, even though the matchup isn't ideal. When he did face this Memphis team, he did have a poor game, only put up 39 DraftKings points. But you are getting a big discount on him in price, only 10,600. I think he can still return value. I think he can get 50 DK points in this matchup, which is 5x value. So I actually don't mind paying up for Harden today, even though the matchup isn't great. The price tag really very intriguing today. So if you want to pay up for Harden at point guard, him and Westbrook, two guys you already know that are definitely in play pretty much no matter what. And then looking for some cheaper guys off the 10K plus guys, Damian Lillard is at 8,800 and gets to face the Suns. I really like Damian Lillard today. I am going to be plugging him into the 5 plays. He's one of my 5 today at point guard for 8,800. Just love this spot for Damian Lillard. The Suns team, they're terrible defensively, especially against the point guard, and they play at a very fast pace. So does Portland. So if this game can stay close, Damian Lillard could just absolutely go ham here. He definitely has potential to put up 50 DK points in this spot. Like I already said, Phoenix, just not a good defensive team. There's nobody on that team that can really stop Damian Lillard. They play at a fast pace as well. So does Portland. I think this game is going to be very high scoring. So absolutely love this spot for Damian Lillard. One of my favorite plays on the slate. I'm going to be plugging him into the 5 at 8,800. And then some guys I like in the 7K range. Mike Conley gets to face the Rockets. I love this spot for Mike Conley. He hasn't been that good this year, though. Hasn't really done much. Through 5 games, Conley has 43, 23, 26, 35, and 30 DraftKings points. So aside from that season opener against the Pelicans, Conley's just sort of been mediocre. And when he did just face this Rockets team on the 23rd, he only put up 26 DK points. But I think Conley can definitely get back going here. It wouldn't surprise me if he got close to 40 or even exceeded that. This Houston team without Chris Paul is going to be pretty bad defensively against guards. Eric Gordon and James Harden both are not very good defenders. So I definitely like the spot from Mike Conley. I think he is in play at 7,600. I also really like Ricky Rubio. He is also a core play for me today at 7,300. I'm going to be plugging him into the guard position. He's another one of my 5 plays. Just love this spot for Ricky Rubio going up against the Lakers, a team that plays at a very fast pace and is not good defensively. Utah doesn't play at a fast pace, but since the Lakers play at such a fast pace, Utah will definitely have a chance to get some more possessions. We saw that in Rubio's last game against Phoenix. He put up 45 DraftKings points in that game. Got 15 points, 11 assists, and 4 rebounds for 45 DK points. Just really good game overall from Rubio. This is sort of a similar matchup for him going up against the Lakers. Lonzo Ball, not a very good defender, hasn't looked that great defensively this year. So I love this spot for Ricky Rubio. He's another guy I have a ton of interest in today at 7,300. I didn't mention CJ McCollum for 200 more than Rubio just because I'm going to be playing Lillard, and I usually don't play Lillard and McCollum together. But if you don't want to play Lillard, definitely consider McCollum today. It wouldn't surprise me if one of them just had a monster game. So if you aren't on Dame, then you should definitely be considering CJ McCollum at 7,500. And then looking for some sort of cheaper guys, 6K and under, some value plays we can target. Reggie Jackson gets to face the Clippers. A pretty bad matchup for Reggie Jackson, but the guy's been really good this year. He's been crushing value. He's been way too cheap, I feel like, for a while now. He didn't have that good of a game against Minnesota. Before that, 33, 42, 30, and 32 DraftKings points. Been crushing value. He's 5,700 today. Like I said, it's a terrible matchup against Patrick Beverley, who is a really good defender. But I still think Reggie Jackson can get 25, 30 DK points, which is close to 5, 6x value. So just because of his price tag, I don't mind Reggie Jackson at 5,700. I also like the other point guard in that game. I think Patrick Beverley is also in play at 5,600 against Jackson. Jackson's not a very good defender, and Beverley's going to have to play a ton now that Teodosic is out. So I like Beverley. If you're wanting to go on the other side of that game, I don't mind him for 100 less than Reggie Jackson. I think Beverley's in play 5,600. And then looking for some guys 5K and under, some sort of value plays we can target. There's another core play for me here at 4,500. He's shooting guard eligible, so I'm going to be plugging him in there. And that's J.J. Barea going up against the Sixers for 4,500. Just really like the spot for J.J. Barea, and I love the price tag as well. I think this guy's just too cheap for how well he's been playing. If you look through his game logs, he's been crushing value pretty much every game. 25, 29, 29, 27, 30, and 20 DraftKings points through 6 games. Just been really consistent. And the price tag really hasn't jumped either. He's only 4,500. For him to get 6x value, you're going to need about 25 DK points. And he's done that in 5 of his last 6 games. So Barea has been crushing value, and he's very cheap. And it is a good matchup against the Sixers. So I love J.J. Barea today as a value play we can target at 4,500. You can play him at point guard or shooting guard. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for point guard. Those are all the guys I'm seeing here. I can't really recommend these guys under 4K right now because in order for them to be in play, somebody would have to get hurt. And I'm recording this the night before. I've always said that before. I do record my videos the night before. So it is sort of hard to find cheap punt value plays. Those usually open up the day of the slate. So as of now, J.J. Barea I think is a guy you can target at point guard if you need value at 4,500. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to shooting guard. Alright, so at shooting guard, a couple guys I like here. In the 7K range, I think Devin Booker is in play at 7,400 going up against Portland. Not the best matchup, being matched up with CJ McCollum, who is a pretty good defender. But since Eric Bledsoe is out for the Suns, you definitely have to consider Devin Booker. You know he's going to get the usage. He's going to take a ton of shots. And in a game that I think is going to be high scoring and is going to be played at a fast pace, Devin Booker definitely going to be on my radar at 7,400 as shooting guard. I think he is in play at his price. And then some mid-tier shooting guards we can target. 6,100 Jaylen Brown going up against the Heat. I think Jaylen Brown's definitely in play if you're looking in that 6K range as shooting guard. The guy's just been really consistent this year. 36, 29, 23, 33, and 24 DraftKings points. His price tag is kind of expensive for him at 6,100. For him to hit 5x value, you're going to need 30 DK points. But I think he can definitely do that. In this matchup against the Heat, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Jaylen Brown got 30 DK points. So if you are looking in that mid-range at shooting guard, I don't mind him as a mid-tier play at 6,100. And looking for some value plays at shooting guard, there aren't a ton of value plays I really see here. Maybe if you want to target a guy like Josh Richardson, it's not a great matchup for Richardson, but the guy's been really solid. He's been outperforming his price. Through 4 games, he's got 17, 30, 38, and 21 DraftKings points. He's only 5,300. For him to hit 5x value, you're going to need like 25 DK points. And he's done that twice in his last 4 games. So I don't mind Josh Richardson as a somewhat mid-tier value play. Like I said, it's not that great of a matchup. He'll be matched up with either Jaylen Brown or Marcus Smart, 2 pretty good defenders. But with his price tag, don't mind Josh Richardson. If you want to go to him, I think he's a fine value play. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's a guy I just think is too cheap. It's not a good matchup against Utah, but Pope, like I said, he's just too cheap. For him to hit 5x value, you need like 30 DK points. And even in the matchup against Utah, it wouldn't surprise me if KCP got there. Through 2 games, he's got 30 and 33 DraftKings points. And KCP, he's playing a ton of minutes. So even in a matchup against Utah, I still think KCP is in play as a value play at 4,900. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for shooting guard. There aren't a ton of guys I see here. Maybe if you want to target some of these Bulls like Denzel Valentine, if the game blows out, these guys will will definitely get some run, but you're just hoping for a blowout if you want to play those guys, so they're obviously not optimal plays. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm seeing for shooting guard today. Let's go ahead and move on to small forward. All right, so at small forward up top, we've got LeBron James at 10,700 going up against the Pelicans. LeBron's obviously in play. The dude's in play pretty much every day. Every day he's on the slate. Definitely a guy you have to consider. He's pretty much matchup proof. And especially in this matchup against the Pelicans, who don't really have anyone that can defensively stop him. I'm not sure if Derrick Rose is going to be able to return for this game, but with Derrick Rose out, LeBron has been playing point guard for the Cavs. And in the 2 games that he has played point guard, he's put up 64 and 70 DraftKings points. So if Derrick Rose is out for this game, you definitely have to consider LeBron today as one of your stud options at 10,700. It's a great matchup. And when LeBron plays point guard for the Cavs, he's a beast for fantasy. He pretty much does everything, scores, rebounds, and gets you assists as well. So I love LeBron. If you want to pay up for him, I think he's definitely in play at 10,700. Ben Simmons, I didn't mention him at point guard. At 9,100, I don't think I'm going to be on him today against Dallas. That's not a good matchup. I'd imagine they put Wesley Matthews on Ben Simmons, and Matthews is a good defender. And Dallas also plays at a really slow pace. And at 9,100, I think I'd rather just find 1,600 to get to LeBron. I'd just rather go cheap at another position and then get up to LeBron. So with Ben Simmons' price and going up against Dallas, I think I'll shy away from him today. 9,100. Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, I'm going to talk about them together. They're obviously in play. The matchup's great against the Bulls. You definitely have to worry about blowout concern here, though. But if this game somehow stays close, Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, both of them could just absolutely go off. If I had to choose one, I think I'd go PG here. The difference in price isn't that much. They're only a $500 difference. So I think I'd prefer PG, but Carmelo definitely gets a great matchup as well. So I think he's also in play. 7,100. Now looking for some mid-tier and value plays at small forward. Jason Tatum at 6K. I think he's in play against Miami. Jason Tatum's just played really well this year with the Celtics. Through 5 games, he has put up 32, 23, 29, 42, and 20 DraftKings points. And Tatum is playing a ton of minutes, pretty much over 30 minutes just about every night. So if you're looking in the mid-tier at small forward, I definitely like Jason Tatum today at 6K. I think he's in play at his price tag. 5,700, I think Danilo Gallinari is also in play here, going up against Detroit. Detroit's not that good of a defensive team against a small forward. Tobias Harris, I'd imagine he's going to be on Blake Griffin here, which I think would leave Stanley Johnson on Gallinari. That's just a great matchup for Gallinari. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Gallinari had a really good game here. He is cheap at 5,700. For 5x value from Gallinari, you need about 25, 30 DK points. He could definitely do that in this matchup against Detroit. So if you're looking for a mid-tier, cheapest play at small forward, definitely like Gallinari today at 5,700. Then one of my core plays is from small forward. He's at 5,100. Really like Al-Farouq Aminu today going up against Phoenix. I think Aminu's just too cheap for how well he's been playing this year, and especially given this matchup against Phoenix, who, like I said earlier, is not a good defensive team, and they play at a very fast pace. Through 5 games this year, Aminu, he's got 25, 45, 18, 23, and 39 DK points. Has definitely shown some upside through 5 games with that 45 burger against Indiana, put up 39 against the Clippers. You only need 25 DK points for 5x from Aminu, and he can definitely get that in this matchup against Phoenix. So I really like Al-Farouq Aminu today as a value play at small forward. I think he's just too cheap for how well he's been playing this year. So I'm going to be plugging him into the 5 plays. Now, I think that's pretty much it for small forward. There aren't any really cheap plays I'm seeing here, guys like 4K and under. I don't think I'm going to be targeting any of these guys. Maybe if you want to target someone like Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma's been playing a lot of minutes, and he's been pretty consistent. But obviously the matchup's not great against Utah. Kuzma is just 4,400. For him to get 5, 6x, you need like 24, 25 DK points. With how many minutes he plays about 30 minutes just about every night. Kuzma could definitely hit value, so I don't mind him. Denzel Valentine, I said earlier, he might be in play if you think that game's going to blow out, and Valentine will get some blowout run. You might want to consider him. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's what I'm seeing at small forward. Let's go ahead and move on to power forward. Alright, so up top here at power forward, we've got DeMarcus Cousins at 11,900 going up against Cleveland. If Anthony Davis does not play for this game, I think Boogie is definitely in consideration today. The price tag's really high, though, at 11,900. I believe he's the most expensive player on the slate. Hold up, let me check real quick. Yeah, Boogie's even more expensive than Russell Westbrook. So it's going to be really hard to fit him in, but if Anthony Davis doesn't play, Boogie, we just saw on Thursday night, he just totally smashed 83 DraftKings points without Anthony Davis on the court against his former team in Sacramento. He put up 41 points and 23 rebounds, just totally crushed. So if AD sits, then Boogie is definitely in consideration, even though he's really expensive. But if Anthony Davis plays, I probably won't be on Boogie at that price tag. So right now, Boogie is just a wait and see for me. Anthony Davis at 10,500. That's pretty cheap for AD, but I'm not going to be on him today. I'd much rather have LeBron for just 200 more. Even if AD plays, I won't be on him. Blake Griffin against Detroit. Blake's just smashing this year. You definitely have to consider him just about every night. Through 4 games, Blake's been so solid. 53, 49, 44, and 44 DraftKings points. And he's in a good matchup against Detroit, who don't really have anyone that matches up well with him. So if you want to pay up at power forward, Blake's obviously in play at 9,600. That price tag, a little expensive, but with the way Blake's been playing this year, with how good he's looked, he has to be into your consideration at 9,600. Looking for some other guys, Kevin Love at 9,400 going up against New Orleans. I think if Anthony Davis plays here, I think Kevin Love's definitely in consideration because he's going to have to be on the court a ton. If the Pelicans have AD and Boogie, then they're going to need Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson out there to play a ton of minutes. So I think that makes Kevin Love an intriguing play today at 7,400. He is really cheap. He hasn't played that well this year. He's had 2 pretty decent games, 44 and 40 against Milwaukee and Chicago. But other than that, 29, 34, and 29 DK points, sort of been mediocre. But like I said, I think he will have to play a ton of minutes if AD plays. So I don't mind Kevin Love at 7,400. And then looking for some value plays at power forward. Right now I'm not seeing a ton of value here. I think if you want to target Kelly Olynyk, if Hassan Whiteside is out, I believe Whiteside's already been ruled out. You can target him. It is a revenge game going up against his former team, the Celtics. But Olynyk's so up and down. He's so risky. Definitely wouldn't target him in cash. More of a tournament play because if Olynyk gets hot, he can definitely have good games like he did against Indiana and Atlanta, 36 and 34 DK points. But as we saw against San Antonio, Olynyk only played 12 minutes and only put up 8 DraftKings points. So he's a risky play, but in a revenge game against his former team, I think he's definitely in play for tournaments at 5,400. And I think that's pretty much it for power forward. There are guys here that I talked about earlier, like Kyle Kuzma. I think you can play him if you need a cheap value play, but I think that's pretty much it here. I don't see a ton of guys sub 5K that I'm going to be looking to target. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to center. Alright, so at center I have a couple guys here in the mid-tier and then a value play or a cheaper play that I'll be plugging into the core. But in the mid-tier, Marc Gasol at 8K. Have a ton of interest in Marc Gasol today going up against Houston. It's just a great matchup for Marc Gasol. The dude's been playing so good this year. 41, 59, 37, 52, and 45 DraftKings points through 5 games for Gasol. Like I said, it's a good matchup against Houston, a team that plays up in pace. So that will allow Memphis to have more possessions, more chances for Marc Gasol to have the ball in his hands. And when he's had the ball in his hands this year, he's been scoring a ton, been really solid this year. So if you want to pay up or sort of in that mid-tier at center, definitely like Marc Gasol at 8K. And then some guys in the 7K range. DeAndre Jordan at 7,800 going up against Detroit. I think DJ's also in play if you want to pay up or if you're looking at that mid-tier at center. He's going to be matched up with Andre Drummond, and Andre Drummond's a terrible defender. So it's a great spot for DJ. And I think they're going to need DJ on the court a ton since the Pistons have Drummond, who is a very big guy. They're going to need Jordan's size out there. But Jordan still plays a ton of minutes no matter who's pretty much matched up with him. So I also really like him if you're looking in that range at center. I think him and Marc Gasol definitely in play 7,800 and at 8K. And then looking for some value centers. 6K, a core play for me today is Steven Adams going up against the Bulls. Just love this spot for Steven Adams, and I think the price tag, it's just too cheap. This guy's been too cheap for a while now. He's been crushing value through 4 games, 35, 14, 44, and 40 DraftKings points, and he's still only 6K. And in this matchup against the Bulls, I think they're going to need Adams out there because Robin Lopez does play a lot of minutes for the Bulls, so they're going to need Adams' size out there to bang with Lopez. When Adams gets the minutes, he can definitely produce for you. Always has the potential to get you a double-double, get you 30, 40 DraftKings points, which is great for a 6K price tag. So absolutely love Steven Adams today as a sort of mid-tier value-ish play we can target at center for 6K. And then looking for some value centers, I don't see a ton here that I'm really interested in. Not a ton of guys I have interest in. Maybe if you want to target a guy like Derek Favors going up against the Lakers, a great matchup. But Favors is just so inconsistent, and he really hasn't done much through 5 games this year. So I don't think you want to target him, but the matchup's great, so it wouldn't surprise me if he put up a decent game. And he is cheap at 4,800, so you're not taking a ton of risk rostering a guy that cheap, but he hasn't really been that consistent this year, so definitely a risky play. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for center. Those are some guys I'll be targeting at center today. And that's pretty much it for this video. These are my 5 plays for tonight. Damian Lillard, J.J. Barea, Al-Farouq Aminu, Steven Adams, and Ricky Rubio. 5 guys I think you should definitely be targeting. 5 guys you should consider putting into your own lineups. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like on the video, and be sure to subscribe if you are new. I do upload these videos daily for you guys, so like I said, if you're new, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you also cut on notifications, so that way you'll never miss out on any of my new videos. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter at @the_DFS_GOAT. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter or leave a comment down in the comments section, and I will be sure to answer your question. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Good luck tonight, guys. Peace.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, she shaking fast. Yeah, she dropping slow. What? Yeah, neck on throat. Whoa, 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 whoa.